Hey guys, Miranda Manticos here. Okay, I have a couple of messages. Actually, I have a lot, but I just have not had any time to record since Sunday. My husband's been dealing with a little bitty, kind of a medical challenge. So I've just been helping him a lot this week. He's doing okay though, thank God, and making progress. So I'm super happy about that. But that's why I haven't been able to jump on like I normally would. So I actually have so many messages that the angelics are giving me. I'm just writing them all down and I'm gonna try to get them out to you as best I can, okay? But this one, these two, okay, so I'm gonna do two today. If I can get more in, I'll try. These two felt very relevant for right now, okay? All right, so I'll start with this one, okay? So this message is from Yeshua, okay? So I asked him, I was like, what do you want me to say? Just, what do you want the collective to know? Who are ready for it, okay? 111, as I said that. He said, begin to talk about the bloodlines, Miranda, and the DNA, the Lyrans, okay? And what he told me through my awakening, okay? So he's talking about the fact that when I first began to awaken, he would tell me, you are my child. You are actually my child. And I was like, well, isn't everybody your child? You know, like, I just couldn't like comprehend what he was saying, that we were actually related and that we've lived many lifetimes together, okay? That was a many years journey to like fully begin to like probe into what he was telling me and my starseed lineage and yeah, the many lifetimes I have had as a priestess and a diplomat. I've had a lot of lifetimes as a diplomat, like I guess really like a political diplomat. 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back helping my little ones today. Okay, so so the reason why he wants me to talk about this, it's really not about me. He's just using me as an example. It's about you, okay? So he's talking about the bloodlines on the planet that are sacred, ancient, guardian, protected, what are you guys calling it? I'm sorry, I'm getting a message from Egypt as well. They're showing me like the pillars, the ley lines, the dragon lines, the unicorn energy, that pure plasma energy, the bones of reality, okay? Which are fixed into place, he said, but have been tampered with, okay? So why are you bringing this up, Yeshua? I'm asking him. They need to know who they are, okay? The Lyrans are here to help you remember who you are. So so I put a message out. I don't know when it was, you guys, 6 weeks ago maybe. It's on my page. In the picture, you'll see a lion, okay? And a woman sleeping, dreaming of pyramids, okay? And I wrote down what Yeshua said. If you're interested in this, go look at it. When I had that vision, I felt the presence of the Lyrans, okay? Now, I've always had a connection to the cat people. I also have a connection to cats, okay? And I've always had very special cats in my life. They just come in when I need them, and the one I have now, she's just, I always tell her she's the best kitty in the world. I love her so much. But the message of the lions, okay, has been coming for a long time for me anyway, at least 8 or 9 years. Yeshua talking about the Lion of Judah for a reason, okay? And there is a lot of rabbit hole you can go down on the bloodlines and the ancient people of North America being really connected to the ancient Jews. I know that's all like considered conspiracy theory, but I think there's something to it, okay? Even if we don't exactly have the story yet. Just think of like the ancient Solomon connection is what I'm hearing. The ancient wisdom connection. 1 second, guys. Okay. My little one, he made something for you guys, but I'm going to put it in a separate video. So cute. Got it, buddy. I got it. Thank you. I'm going to give it to them. He loves you guys. He's always putting something together for everyone to work on their emotions. Okay, so the Lyrans, the Lion of Judah, the bloodlines, the people. Okay. So why he's saying this is he's wanting me to say to you, okay, if you have gotten messages over the years or months or days even, okay, because so many are awakening right now. This is really a huge collective shift, okay? Like I got, if you are hearing your guides tell you that you are chosen, or you are divine, or you are the divine child, or, you know, anything like that. Things you probably never thought you would hear, but it's happening, right? You're hearing this. What he's wanting me to do is say what I heard so that you can know that these messages that are starting to come through, you are hearing this, okay? Now, the thing about it, though, is I can tell you from personal experience, having always been different, okay? I've always been different. And being psychic even as a little child, having visions as a little child, prophecy as a little child. And my parents didn't fully understand my abilities, okay? Being that kind of starseed, or that kind of chosen being, or whatever you want to call the unique individuals on this planet who are helping to raise the collective consciousness, okay? That kind of light cannot come into this realm without being detected. And so for that reason, me personally, I have been many times near death. Many. Okay? Like taken to the hospital, thought dead, and put back into my body. Every time, you guys. Okay? I personally feel the situation spiritually now is better than it was in the past. As crazy as it looks, I can tell you that I am having less and less and less and less psychic attacks, less and less and less and less vulnerability, okay? Because more and more and more and more of the collective is waking up. And what happens when we get there is the few, okay, on the planet that, and I say few, but that could be millions, okay, but those few have been carrying the load kind of by themselves, you guys. And that's why so many have struggled for so long to carry this spiritual responsibility of being the light bearers, okay? And these are people like all over the world, all different belief systems, different countries. There's no limit to that. Does that make sense as far as like, what does a starseed look like, or what does a chosen look like? There is no, it could be anybody, okay? But what I have noticed consistently with these particular beings, okay, it's not everybody, okay? I do sessions on people. I've done so many sessions, you guys, like so many past life regressions, so many hypno sessions, so many channeling, so many archangel sessions. I can tell you not everyone has suffered the same. No, they have not. But many have. Okay? When you come into this kind of realm with so much light, okay, it is like a magical unicorn just showing up in a realm full of darkness. And these parasitic entities detect it right away, okay, because they are starved of light. They are devoid of light. Now, the thing about the awakening star seeds is the more you become aware of who you are, the less effect those things have on you, right? And you can kind of start shielding and figuring it out. Most of us, though, did not have that guidance from our parents because the parents were unawakened. And that's why we've had very difficult childhoods and really rough starts, okay? Now, the beautiful thing about God and Yeshua and all of this divine guidance we're getting from many different beings, you guys, like many are involved in this collective conscious awakening process. Even though we didn't know and we didn't fully know how to use our power, and we still don't fully know how to use our power, we are being guided and shielded to, you know, so it's not like you're just thrown out there and you don't have any protection, okay? When you go through something, it's because you're meant to go through it, not because you deserve it, okay, but to learn from it. And that's a really important thing to balance, because a lot of starseeds, because they've suffered, it has affected their self-love and confidence, okay? But it was never because they deserved it. No, they were a pure love being, pure light, pure love being that came here to help. They did not deserve this. But they went through it to navigate those emotions and feelings and come through it in order to assist others, right? It was like a rite of passage and a training technique that God uses to help help us understand these other realms that we're going into to assist, okay? That being said, when I did the message about Jesus, I felt the Lyrans. I saw a lion literally over, think of like an energetic, ethereal lion that was above Jesus's head, kind of like the way you see a halo around an angel, except it was a lion around his head. And the first part of the vision wasn't the lion. The first part of the vision was Jesus, but he didn't look the way you guys would typically think he looks. Hold on one second. So he looked different in this vision than I've ever seen him look. He was much darker complected, okay? He had tattoos all over his face. Now, usually when I see tattoos on a light being, they glow, okay? Now, in this first part of the vision, it just looked like tribal tattoos. It looked like tribal tattoos, yeah. Almost like Polynesian maybe, or something like that. Just like beautiful tribal tattoos. And he was kneeling down praying, and he was in distress, okay? So he was actually in distress. And I was like, what's going on? And he's like, he was in agony and distress. And this was not connected to him being impaled on the cross or any of that story. 11:11, as I say that. This is something totally different timeline I'm hearing. Nevertheless, he was still in distress, okay? He's saying that he saw this. What are you saying about this, Yeshua? The star beings. He was showing me a timeline where he was a human again, and he was helping again, and he was communicating with the star beings. And every time this happens, a bird just flew up as I said this. It makes him a target for darkness. Like every time he came in with so much light and began to awaken, he would be attacked, okay? And he's showing me so much about it. I'm trying to channel it, you guys. There's so much information coming through, okay? So what do you want to say specifically about that? The attacks are real, he's saying. And the reason why he's saying this is because there are, in metaphysical teachings and even in hypnosis, basically we know from studying the human mind that nothing is allowed that the soul doesn't allow. And that's true, okay? But it doesn't mean the attacks aren't real. That's where he's bridging this gap, okay? So when someone, say, would come to me for a session, like a hypnosis session, and they're telling me something they went through, right? Whatever. Maybe they were abducted. I've done sessions on people who were abducted by aliens, okay? That experience was real, okay? But their soul allowed it. And this is super important to know, okay? That when the soul allows us to go through something, that doesn't mean it's not difficult. That doesn't mean it's not torturous. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have an actual real effect on us, because it does, okay? And I think that's really important, because why do you want them to know this? The people are suffering. Many of them have been attacked in their sleep and during the day in unusual ways, he's saying. Okay. Why? You need to shed your skin, he's saying. You need to shed. What? He really, really, really wants you to no longer fear, okay? So it's really important to get to the place where you don't fear darkness. And I don't mean like your shadow self or any of that. I'm talking about actual entities that were targeting you for your light. It has nothing to do with your shadow self, your yin and yang, your light and dark, your masculine and feminine and sacred union. No, he's talking about actual beings messing with you, okay, that you have no need to fear. And it's super important to shed that fear, let go of that old skin. There was this camouflage. Oh my gosh, he's giving me another download, okay. There's so much coming in. There was this camouflage. Okay. Your true self has not truly been revealed yet to you or others. But deep down somewhere you kind of know it. That's what he's saying. It's time to let go of the cover. 444, as I said that. You don't need it anymore. And the more powerful you realize you are, the less effect these beings will have on you. So somebody, or maybe many, have been actively being spiritually attacked. And they are trying to make you fear. And you have nothing to fear. Take it from someone who has had 5 near-death encounters and have survived them all. Okay? You have nothing to fear. We do not need to fear. Okay? There's something else he's trying to say. Okay. He's talking about the orbs and the ships and the technology and all the stuff. So I want to touch on that. Okay. What do you want me to say about that? Jesus. Okay. So there are many ships. I'm sorry, I'm just going deeper so I can get him clearly. There are many ships right now interacting with humanity. Many, okay? There are good and bad entities here. There are good and bad craft, okay? I want to talk about something that I see pretty much every morning, okay? When I go outside, and I do not think it's the real Orion's belt, but I'm going to tell you that it looks like Orion's belt. I know that it's not. I know it's not. And there have been many mornings where I feel 100% like psychic attack, where I'll wake up in distress, have to clear the space, clear the energy, just kind of like shield our whole home, okay? And then I'll also expand that in the subdivision, and I expand it into the city as well, okay? And I'll go outside to take my puppy potty, and there will be that Orion looking cluster. Now, I'm asking about the original Orion, or the true. He's saying there's distortion in what we've been taught about it. So he's talking about the frequency manipulation here and the mind control programs, and understand that, you know, these dark entities, okay, whatever they are, understand your psychic abilities. They know how it works, okay? So it's very easy to be manipulated right now, okay? And I'd say more so even before now. Now things are kind of starting to get a little bit more and more clear, right? Just know that it wouldn't be difficult for some of these entities or ships or beings to broadcast frequencies of stories, of timelines, of scenarios that are not real, okay? But you would perceive them as real. This is exactly why true inner discovery has to happen. True inner awakening. True light body awakening, which means this goes back to all the traditional stuff, the true shadow work, facing your wounds, healing your emotional body, okay? Healing the physical body, okay? And trusting that deep down intuition, okay? So like when I walk outside, for the longest time, you guys, I'm talking a long time, I zero had any fear being outside. I mean, I've been recording these orbs for years, no issues, and still don't have any issues, but I don't have the same vibe, okay? So something's different. And when I see this fake looking Orion thing, okay, I know it's conscious, and I can see it watching me, and I know that it knows I'm watching it. Now, I can tell you from the channelings that I've gotten from Yeshua and Mary Magdalene and even my higher self, they are aware of me, and I'm not the only one. They're aware of you too, okay? Especially certain star seeds. We are here to protect, guide, and awaken everyone, okay? So there's certain ones that are especially targeted, and I know that, okay? And it's not the ones in the spotlight. This is the other thing he was talking about. He literally said, say this, and I wrote it down. Many of the most powerful starseeds on the planet are working from their home, in their bed, in extreme pain, the real battles of saving this world. I know this is you guys, okay? And I've been there too, by the way. I know what it's like to have my body attacked by darkness in an attempt to stop me from finding my own light, okay? He says some of the real heavy hitters here who are battling for light, who are fighting the spiritual battles to help us really make a difference here, okay? You do not even know who they are. They're not even seen. They are unseen. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I feel like somebody needs to hear that. Someone, or maybe many, who feel unseen, but who have struggled to be here their whole life and have fought to stay on the planet and have been fighting for their lives their entire lifetime. And yeah, you guys are the real soldiers. 2020, as I said that. And I feel the need to say that because he's saying, Yeshua's saying, and Mary Magdalene here too, Mother Mary, the collective of 9, they're calling themselves the collective of 9. It's the Council of 9. It's also of the 9th ray of light. There are more rays of light, but this is just where they are connecting to you on that level, okay? They have higher rays of light as well for them, but this is a comfortable place for humanity is what they always tell me. The Council of 9, yeah, they want you to know you are witnessed, you are seen, they see you, and they love you, and they admire you, and they are with you. Soon, you will feel their presence more, okay? Relief is coming, they're saying. I feel that's super important right now, because they said it has been hard for you to remain unseen by the collective. They said you didn't realize that the work you were doing was very, very covert, strategically hidden from the real threats, okay? They're showing me visions I've had of like missions of opening certain pyramids and certain cosmic rays of light. These are being channeled through our bodies, okay? And so it's not necessary for us to be famous to do our work. Remember that. And they're saying this because they want you. Oh my gosh, you guys, a big, beautiful bird. He's right in front of me. I don't know if I can show him. Let me see. Can y'all see him? He's just walking by like right there. I don't know if it's gonna let me. Oh, where did he go? Maybe if he walks again, I'll show you guys. He just went behind the little palm. Are you gonna show them? There he is. You see his little head peeping through? Do y'all see him? There he is, right there. See his little head? Oh, hi. Oh my gosh, another bird. Beautiful. Nice confirmation, okay? Oh my God, they're flying all around you guys. My big, I guess he's like an egret, a white egret, and all these little birds, they're like, yes, yes. So why he's saying this, what I feel like he's getting at is that he doesn't want you to be discouraged. He doesn't want you to give up. He doesn't want you to think that your work doesn't matter, that your light doesn't matter, that your message doesn't matter. It matters. You matter. Okay? Yeah, 100%. So it's because you've been unseen that he's been able to protect you, okay? It's not because you didn't deserve to be seen. It's not because your message wasn't good. It's not for any of those reasons, okay? It's because this was very strategic spiritual warfare. And for your protection and for the success of this mission, some have had to remain unseen, okay? Hold on one second. Okay. Bye, baby. Love you too. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Y'all, he's so beautiful. He's just hanging out. Oh, he caught a snake. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, y'all. He's eating a snake. Do you guys see that? Whoa. Oh, my goodness. If that's not a spiritual message, oh, my God. Y'all, he is eating a snake. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just like, holy smokes. And I'm getting a whole blue avian and avian download, okay, of, yeah, okay, they're talking about, like, you remember in the account of, yeah, I'm so sorry. There's so much coming through. This is just so many messages at one time. In the account of Moses, in Egypt, and by the way, I've said this before, you can go back and watch some of my other videos if you want to learn more about this. Thoth always tells me that he is the more authentic version of Moses, okay? Like Moses was a version of his story of being the priest, 444, as I said, that the guide of the people at that time, and the tablets that he brought down from the mountain. Thoth always calls them the emerald tablets, okay? Like the Bible story version of it is not 100% the message, but it's a version of the Thoth story, okay? So in the Thoth story, though, okay, there were snakes, remember? He had a staff, and there was a snake that was on his staff, and the people all got healing from it, okay? And then there was a point where the Pharaoh and Moses kind of had a standoff, right? And God had Moses' snake consume the snakes of the other false priests, the other magi is what they were called. And that's a very important story, because the point, I think, from that story is there's magic everywhere, right? And anybody can practice magic. And, you know, just like these false, whoever they were, could produce these snakes, right? But the point of the message was he had God's backing. The Creator was behind this man, okay? Whoever he really was, Thoth or whoever. And because of this, his snake consumed the other snakes. You see how this little aviary just comes in here, shows up in the video, walking across my window path, and then eats a snake. He's still eating the snake, you guys. He is still consuming the snake. I cannot believe this is happening. It's like the false narratives are being consumed right now, okay? And one of those false narratives that Jesus is exposing is the lie that you're not important because you aren't famous, that you are unseen, that your message isn't being heard. Do you realize how ego-driven everybody is right now? I have seen situations, I'm trying to think of an example right now, like recently, where I said to a friend, a good friend, somebody I love, not even, no judgment here, where I said, like, what was going on with my husband and like the medical concern and the risk, right? And like, I think it just was a text message because I was like, sorry, I haven't been able to call. There was a medical issue. We've been dealing with this, right? And that person never, ever texted back and said, is he okay? I'm going to pray for him, right? All they texted back and said was whatever that was on their mind, okay? And I'm used to that because as a spiritual guide and a practitioner, I constantly deal with people who come in consumed with their own story. It's okay. No judgment here. But that's my point. Everybody's so consumed right now with their ego and all the stuff and the purging. It's a lot, okay? They can't see you right now. They couldn't even if they wanted to. But the more important message of that is that you see you, okay? And you trust what God has told you. And you trust the messages from your guides. And you trust your intuition. And please be reassured that if you're struggling in your physical health right now, and that's what I'm feeling for many of you in some way, okay? That is not a sign of disapproval from God or disapproval from your guides or your failure on some part. No, 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 no. You're struggling because you are special and you have been targeted for a long time. And it is time for you to rise up in your spiritual warrior armor, okay? And really stand your ground with these freaking entities. I'm seeing like, yeah, I can't, there's stuff I'm not going to say on social media because I don't want to trigger anybody, but they're basically saying, yeah, let them have it. Spiritually, you stand up, raise your sword, and you fight the fine fight, okay? You know who you are. Don't doubt yourself. You are important. You are a pillar of this new community that we are forming here of awakened souls, okay? And you're important, and you're unique, and you're different from other people for a reason. And that uniqueness is needed here. It's a very unique imprint, each one of you, that I'm seeing like a beautiful quilt, a beautiful tapestry of the human self, and you're part of it, and we need you, okay? So this is very much a message of encouragement. It's also a message of the fact that some of these ships that are observing you right now are not good, okay? Not every one of them is good. 2929, as I said that. My kids are playing, guys, so if they get loud, I'm sorry. Okay, so He wants you to know that some of these lights that appear to look like satellites, they appear to look like stars, they sometimes have a constellation, right? Like the one I'm seeing that I know it's not the real Orion constellation. I just know. When I asked my guide specifically, I'm like, what are these? Like when I go outside and when I notice the weird energy, it's usually a lot. Sometimes at 5 in the morning, it's like magical and beautiful, right? But most of the time it's weird. Okay. And I never used to notice that. I would sometimes notice a little something that I was like, I don't trust you. Right. But most of it was always good. Now it's getting weird. Okay. And not scary. It's not scary because like what I said, Jesus said, do not be afraid. You have nothing to fear. Okay. It's not scary, but it's an awareness that not everyone is your friend. Okay. So remember that. Some of these so-called looking ships and stars and whatever they are making themselves look like are good, and some of them are not good. Trust your intuition. When you're out there filming orbs or watching the stars, if you have a weird vibe about one of them, you use your authority and you say, stay away from me. Keep your distance. You have divine authority over your own body and your own aura, and you need to start exercising it. And this will also start to help with some of the physical things you have been going through, okay? And the ones that you feel resonant with, okay, 111 as I say that, the ones that you feel the connection, trust the connection. This is how discernment is going to lead through this awakening, okay? I've said this so many times, like, to navigate darkness, you must have your own light. And that comes from discernment. Oh my gosh, you guys, these little animals just keep coming up. I mean, like right there. It's like so crazy. I hear you. I hear you guys. The nature beings are talking. What else do you guys want to say about that? That's it for this one. Okay, so I'm going to make another one. Do you want me to say anything about it or no? No. Okay. I'm going to stop it here on this one. I'm going to make another one. If you're interested, check it out. Love you guys. Bye. You're special. Don't give up. You can do this.